platform to in real life to interpersonal relationships to whatever, shit starts going haywire. Like, legit. I don't even know. Of all the kinds of influencers that I've wanted to be, I could trust you can trust and believe me when I say I've never wanted to be an influencer who like gets online to cry about her problems. Never, not once. Using social media as a tool when like literal 911 fails you is not the kind of influencing that I signed up for. I don't even know like what to even to say or do about it anymore. Like every single time I have a spare moment of thought, my mind is like, what are we going to do about this? Like, how do we handle this? How do we handle what, Heather? Oh, I'm glad that you asked. Audience, thank you. Well, let's talk about it. In 2020, 4 years ago, I lived in my own home. My children lived with me. I had a Cadillac CTS that I was almost done paying off. My own car. No one helped me pay for it. I did have a co-signer. And that's it. That person never helped me make a payment. That person never like used the car, like took the car or like borrowed it. We weren't like dual owners. Like that person helped me with the co-payment and that, or the co-sign and the down payment, and that's it. Like I never, shared the bill with anyone. From there, everything was just like taken from me. Like you guys, I had probably, I don't know, let's just put it this way. I have 3 kids at that time in 2020. I have 4 now. There's Weston, my newest baby. So I had 3 kids at that time. And understand, like, as one person, I have or had probably like, I don't know, 30 outfits, we'll say, right? And that's not just like I went out and bought 30 outfits. That's like over the course of my life. At that time, I was 33 years old, 32 years old. Every single holiday, I would go to my mom's house and then my dad's house. My dad's side of the family would go there. My mom's side of the family would go there, and we would exchange gifts. So from the time I was a little girl, all the way until, 2020, this would take place. I respected and cared for my clothing, my bags, my items, my belongings. I respected and cared for them. They were not stolen. They were not, purchased with like any sort of, unrighteous or like, what's that word I'm looking for? Unethical means. Like I wasn't like out on the black market, like buying, whatever. Not saying that there's anything wrong or right about that. Like I'm not having an opinion on that. I'm simply saying like these are items that I cherished. I felt so grateful to have them. I was not one of these girls that was like, oh my God, you got me the white bag instead of the black bag. I don't want it. Like never that. Never. I was always like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like there would come points in my life when I would feel so unsupported based on what I was used to. And I would feel so unsupported. I would literally just say to myself, like, let's just go to whoever's house so that we can like get the outfit that they're going to buy us and like be nice and try not to say you're not giving me the support that I need. Because in retrospect, it's like what support I need is not always the support that they are going to give or can give, So it's like, I'm always like, well, what the hell? I want a sister and a mother who are going to answer every single one of my phone calls on the first ring and text me right back and have sleepovers with me and, hang out with me on the weekends every single weekend and check in with me daily to know what I'm doing. I didn't have that. I didn't have those relationships. I have those relationships with my kids because I did not have them. But I did have the type of relationship that was like, it's a birthday. My mom, my sister, and I were all going to meet up at my aunt's. It's a St. Patrick's Day. My mom, my sister, and my kids and me were all going to go to the St. Patty's Day parade. And I would like complain about this, like not because I felt like I felt like I was getting cheated, like out of those relationships. I felt like I needed more from my family. So life goes ahead and like says, oh, you're not satisfied with Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, St. Patty's Day, and birthdays with your family? Well, okay, well, I'm going to give you 4.5 years just alone to think it out. Like, wait, what? Hold on, huh? I'm confused. I was complaining because I miss them. I was complaining because I feel alone. I was complaining because I want my children to have relationships with my family members. Not because I was getting too much love and attention and affection. So that's the first like aspect of everything that when I talk about like they're really at it again, like with the tormenting, and I call them crazy making behaviors. Like they're now taking up issues that I would speak with my ex on a recorded line, the one I did the reality show with, and they're taking up issues and like making fun of me with them, or like trying to make me scared, like trying to make me run away. Where the fuck am I gonna run to? Like, what the fuck? No, I'm not. I'm not. Never will I ever, ever. I've never have, and I never once will ever. Like, there is nowhere. Running is the dumbest shit ever. Like, to me, it's like, listen, either we can handle this right away, or I could just cry by myself in my room. If I don't have a room wherever I am, I could just be crying. Like, I cannot handle running. Like, running is like terrible. It's like, let's run, because anytime we stop, the problem will still be there. And so running will do, woohoo, thank you for this rose. Kelsey, my eyes are protection. Thank you. I love. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. It's so fucking weird. They're back at it again with the crazy making activities, and they're back at it again with like coming up with subject matter that I only discussed with that one person. Yay! Thank you for the hearts. And they're like using it, weaponizing it, like my secrets. What the hell? This was my significant other. No one in the world knew the things that I told this person. And not only that, but it's like there was a lot going on in those phone calls where I was literally like begging for help. I'm like, you guys gotta help me. Like, I know the law is monitoring this line. Please help me, blah, blah, blah. Straight up would say it like that. Like, literally, I know the law is monitoring my line. Please help me. And I would get nowhere. And I would go directly and file direct police reports. Direct. Right there in the station. Like, boop, here I am. Heather Gillespie, here's my ID. And still I would not receive any assistance. And now we're here, like, and I'm thinking about all the shit that they stole from me. And I'm like, okay, is it influencer groups? Like, okay, because here's something that you guys don't know. And if you know me, then a lot of this conversation is good in context. Like, you understand. If you don't know, you don't know. If you know, you know, right? Some of these influencer groups, like, have, like, sugar daddies that fund their content. Or maybe, I don't even know if sugar daddy is the right word, like sponsors. They have sponsors. And I have my sponsors, and I've always had my own sponsors. But then there's like people who, rather than going out and getting their own sponsors, they're like low-key stalking me so that they can reap the benefits of the sponsorship opportunities that I received. Literally. And I feel like I've done so much to give back. I have straight up sacrificed for so many different things. Like, I've taught marketing for free online. I've taught drop shipping for free online. I've taught content and social media management for free online. I've put people on game to people like Gary Vee, who do like all of those lessons, and like shared YouTube content of like very, very, very easy ways to like start a drop shipping store, and like who to use third party, and how to do direct to consumer sales. And like, just, I've been super duper supportive, and I never once felt like, oh, if I know how to do this, I shouldn't tell anyone because then they'll know how to do it. I've never felt like that in my life. I'm always like, damn, this is a good idea. I should share it with everyone. Like, everyone should do this idea. Like, this is fantastic. Like, that's always how I am. That's how I've always been. My whole entire life, that's how I've been. Forever and always. The only shysty things, like the only really shyster things I've ever done in my life have literally been like when I was like in a very fucked up situation of trauma. Like, either I was being physically abused, sexually abused, or financially manipulated, and like it was a matter of like life and death. Like, literally. That's the only time I've done shyster things. Actually, there was one shyster thing I did that was not a matter of like life and death, but it was pretty serious. I needed to like furnish my house, and one of my girlfriends borrowed me money, and I told her that it was for one thing, but it was really for something else. And when she called me for the money back, I just stopped answering. I was like 18. I'm 37 now. So I was young and dumb and not selfish, but just egocentric, I guess, at that time. Worried more about my children and my comfort than paying her back, And I do regret it, and I've done my best to apologize to everyone who I've ever has been involved in helping me in any way. I apologize to all of them, because no one should feel like my problems are their problems. But at the same time, it's like my problems are your problems, and your problems are my problem if we coexist. So there's like a certain amount of responsibility and accountability that everyone